online class. Today we are going to see the projection of plane in circular lamina. Type 1 problem. Draw the projection of a circle of 75 mm diameter resting on HP on a point A of the circumference. Plane is inclined to HP such that plan of it is an ellipse of minor axis 30 mm. The plan of the diameter through the point A is making an angle of 30 degree with VP. Also measure angle of plane with HP. So directly given in this particular problem, we need to identify the object. Here the object is circle whose diameter is given as 75 mm. You need to underline. And resting on HP on point A. Point A is resting on HP. Right? So the plane is inclined to HP such that the plan of its an ellipse of minor axis 30 mm. Directly it is given plane. Plane is nothing but surface. Surface is inclined to HP. So this is type 1 problem. So you can decide this is a type 1 problem based on the condition given here. The plane is inclined to HP. Right? Here the angle is not given. Instead of that, they given the plan of it is an ellipse of minor axis. What is given? The plan. Second top view is given is the ellipse of minor axis 30 mm. Minor axis is 30 mm. From this criteria, we need to further proceed our problem. The plan of, then what is given here? The plan of the diameter through the point A is making an angle of 30 degree with V. This is the angle inclined to VP. So finally we need to measure the angle of plane with HP. So this is the problem. First we are going to see the demonstrations. So you can able to see the planes in we like to keep the plane in first quadrant system. So this is my circular lamina, right? So this is the circular lamina. So now we need to see the projections of this circular lamina by keeping, right? So here the surface is inclined to HP. So for which we need to keep like this. This is the second stage position, and that surface is inclined to VP. So for which this is a two inclination problem. First we need to consider the surface parallel to HP, for which we can keep like this. The object is to be keep like this. Then we need to draw the top view first, because the top view gives the true shape. So we need to draw the top view of this circle in the HP plane. Then its corresponding front view. Front view is we can see as a again straight line. The circle also the front view will seen as straight line. It is to be projected in the vertical plane. This is for the initial stage. Now we come to the stage 2, for which here you consider the leftward position as the point A. You keep this point is resting on HP. Now this is the position. We can keep like this, right? We can keep like this object. Corresponding top view and front view. Here the angle of inclination is not given, but what is given? When we view the second top view is given, the circle will be come as the ellipse whose minor diameter, minor axis come as 30 mm. For which we need to keep like that way. You draw the second top view first, then corresponding front view. Now you can measure this angle. Finally, for the stage 3, we need this point. The resting point A is we need to tilt for 30 degree inclination with VP. Like that way we can tilt. Then you need to draw the corresponding top view and final front view. This is the demonstration purpose. Now I am actually going to draw the projections of this particular lamina in the board, right? So you can able to see here my board. First you need to draw the XY reference line in the lighter way. You can use the 2H pencil for this purpose, and above XY we can mark as VB, below XY we need to mark it as HB. Now this is the type 1 problem, so we need to use this the steps. Already I told that for type 1 problem we need to have some steps for your understanding. First we need to draw the first front view, then first top view. For this particular problem you need to draw the second top view, then we go with second front view. Finally you come to the step number 5, final top view, then final front view. This is the order for this particular problem. So first I am going to draw the first front view by keeping the surface parallel to HB. You can able to see my board, right? So now I am going to draw this particular the first top view of this circular lamina by drawing this circle, right? The diameter is 75 mm. So the radius you can take 37.5 mm. Now we need to mark the center point here. Now I am going, because it has multiple edges, so we need to mark the 8 edges. We need to divide the circle into 8 components. For our consideration purpose, I am going to divide into 8. For which simply you draw one vertical line, lighter line, right, through the center point, and similarly you need to draw one horizontal line through the center point. So these are the way we can divide the circle into 4 component each. Further you need to divide, so you can draw another 45-degree line by the mini tractor. You can get this the way we need to divide the. Similarly another 45-degree line through the center point O. This is the center point of this circular lamina O. We need to draw the another 45-degree inclination line, right? So this is the way we can divide the circle into 8 components. Now I am going to give the name, right? This leftmost point I am giving as point as small a, right? Small a. The second point I give it as top view point because small case letter B, C, D, E. This is the point F, and this is the point G, and this is the point H. So I have completed the step number 1 by considering the surface parallel to HB because it is the type 1 problem. Now we are going to move to the step number 2, that is first front view, for which we need to draw the vertical projectors from all these points, right? We need to draw the vertical projectors from all these points. For example, from A, first to draw one vertical line. You need to mark this point as A dash. Then we need to draw the point vertical line from this point. So I will call this B dash. H dash is invisible, so I will mark within the bracket. Then from the center line, you need to draw the vertical projector. So here we have again 2 points. The bottommost point is visible, so I will mark it as C dash, and G is not visible, so I will mark it as G dash. Then from D and F, we need to draw one vertical line for which you need to have this. Again D is visible, so I am going to mark as this is the point D dash, and F is not visible, so I will mark as within the bracket, and the final point is E. From E I am going to draw further another vertical line, so I will mark as this point as E dash. So you need to mark all these points on the XY reference line and need to talk that this is my first front view. This is my first front view. So I am going to mark here but some darker lines, so we need to identify here. So we can use some other color, right? So preferably I will draw this yellow color, right? So this is the step number 2. Step number 1 is first top view. This is step number 2, first front view. Now we have completed stage 1. We have completed stage number 1. Now we are going to draw the step number 3, because we can draw the step number 3 and 4. Here you can read the problem. The angle is not given, but the minor axis is given 30 mm, right? Minor axis is given 30 mm. So our step is we need to draw the again step number 3. This is step number 4 for this particular problem, for which what I am going to do here, I will take this point A dash here, right? This is my A dash point, and we can keep, because the minor axis is given 30 mm, so from this particular point I will keep the distance 30 millimeter like this. Then I will take, this is the from this point I need to draw one vertical line. From this point I need to draw one vertical line. On this line only the another end of this particular front view will come. So now I am going to take this distance A dash and E dash. From A dash I need to cut here. This point is, I call this E dash. So now you need to join here A dash and E dash. This is my second front view. This is my step number 3, right? This is my step number 3, right? So now, because the angle is not given, but now you can measure this angle and you can write the theta, inclination to HV problem, right? Now based on this we can proceed to the step number 4, for which first you need to draw the vertical line from this point. You need to draw a vertical line from A dash. This similarly you mark the center point here and other points also, other corner points also we need to mark in the front view. This point B dash, again this is H dash, and center point is C dash and G dash. This point is D dash and F dash. Now you draw vertical line from all these points, right, by lighter lines. So first draw one vertical line, another vertical line, right? There is another vertical line, another vertical line from this particular point, then next vertical line through these points. Now we are going to draw the horizontal lines and mark the corresponding points. Now I am going to draw the line from G and mark this point as this is my point G, small G point, right? Now I join this H and F. You need to draw horizontal lines. These points is to be marked here. This point I call this H1 and this point I call this F1, right? Now I draw the horizontal line from here. Now we need to mark this point, because A dash point will come as here. This is A1, this is the point E1. Similarly you draw the horizontal line from this B and D, and the meeting points is to be marked here, right? Here your point is to be marked here, this point, right? So this is the point I call as B1, and this point is I call as D1. Finally you draw the horizontal line from C. It comes here this point is I marked as C1. So you need to join A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, H1. Here we need to join these points by smooth curve because it is a curve nature, so circular plane. We need to join all these points by smoother curve. In previously we have the plane surfaces of rectangle or square. We need to be drawn by straight line, right? Because all these we have edges, but it is a circular lamina, so we need to draw by smooth curve. So you need to join these points by smooth curve. You can use the French curve, right, for better joining these points by using the French curve, right? I am going to use this way. You need to join all these points by the smooth curve. You will get some ellipse like structure, right? So your top view, the second top view will come as this ellipse structure. Here the major axis of this ellipse is this distance is actually 75 mm. The minor axis will come as this distance. Already they given us 30 millimeter. So this minor axis will come as 30 millimeter. So this is the way you need to draw the second top view of this particular problem, right? You can understand now. So now we proceed for the step number 5. For step number 5, what is given? The point A. From this point, it is making an angle of 30 degree with B. So how we are going to draw this? From this point. This point is making 30 degree with B, right? So now I am going to draw this one inclined line here, right? For 30 degree inclined line from this point, right? We need to draw, and you can take this point A dash, and you can mark this point A dash. Somewhere you need to mark this point. This is the point I called as. You can draw this inclined line 30 degree on right to left or left to right. Both are okay, acceptable. Now this is the point A1. Now from A1 you can take the compass. Now you know this even distance also, right? Now you know this even distance. So from A1 you need to mark. So you can leave some distance. Then we need to mark here. This is the point A1, and you can take this distance. This point as E1, right? Now you take A1 and E1 as centers. You need to mark this point H1. So A1 from you can take and draw one arc here, and from E1 you mark the point. This point is H1. Similarly, you take G1. For G1, from A1 G1 you take the compass. You draw this line, and E1 G1 you need to draw this one. So from E1 E1 you need to mark this is the point G1. Again, similar way you can mark this F1 point here by using A1 and E1 as centers. You need to mark, and you can go with this D1 point and B1 point. So similarly you can able to mark this one arc here. From A1 you need to mark this point. This is my D1, and you can go with the C1 point. It comes like this. You can take the compass. You can mark here. This is the point C1. Finally you go to the point D1, for which you can from A1 you draw one arc, and from E1 you need to arc. This is the point you can call as B1, right? So now A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, G1, H1. You need to join again these points by smooth curve. Only using this curve, it will also come as the ellipse. It will also come as the smoother ellipse. By you can use the French curve for joining these curve. It will get a smooth surface. You will get the smooth surface like this. So this is the way we need to till. till the step number 4 you can get the step number 5, right? This is my step number 5. This is step number 4. Sorry, 4. This is 5. Final top. Now we can go with proceed to the last step, for which you draw the vertical line and the horizontal line. So for which first you need to draw the horizontal lines first. Okay, right? You need to draw horizontal line here, first horizontal line, second horizontal line by using the 2H pencil, another horizontal line by using tractor. So this is another horizontal line. Now I am going to mark one by one, right? So you can take first this point A1. So A1 comes here. So your meeting points is to be marked here. This is my A1 dash. This is my point A1 dash. Now from this point B1, I am going to draw the vertical line and it meets at this point here. This is my point B1 dash. Then from C1, I am going to draw the vertical line. It meets at this center line. So this is my C1 dash. Then I am going to draw a vertical line from this F1. It meets somewhere here. So this is my F1 dash. Then from E1, again you draw the vertical line. It is going to meet at the top horizontal line. This is my E1 dash. Then draw the vertical line from this F1 dash. Draw the vertical line. Now it meets at the line drawn from F1 dash here. So you need to mark the F1 dash. Now you draw the vertical line from this G1 dash. So from G1 it meets at this center point. So I will got as this is G1 dash, and another point is last point is H1. From H1 I draw the line. It meets at this is my H1 dash. So all these 8 points is to be joined by using the French curve, right? You will get again one elliptical surface. So you need to join like this. This is our surface. You need to join like this way. So you will get this kind of structure surface. So this is my final. This is my final top view. This is step number 6. Final front view. Sorry, final front view. So you can use the French curve for getting this smooth surface. So this is my final. 5 is final top view. This is my final front view. So okay, right? So we completed the stage 3, right? This is stage number 2. So thanks for watching this problem.